Hello fans and welcome to our post-FaMniversary podcast part 2. Today we're going to have the Patreon Q&A. My special returning guests are BH and Ron Buster. And our special Patreon guest is Victor Spades and ShadowDarkrai. So without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, we are talking about FaMniversary 3. Of course, debuted on YouTube on June 27th. And today we're going to be taking some Q&As from our special guest. We're going to start with you, Victor. Go ahead and present your first question to Ron and BH.
How did you guys be able to put all of the clips together in the Iron Man match with Guns and J2F?
Magic! But besides magic, what we did was we actually did about 3 Iron Man matches because 2K15 doesn't allow you to go higher for some reason, at least not online, as far as I know. So we did 3 matches, so to speak, and we only put in the good parts. And when I mean by good parts, I mean the parts that don't seem to drag out and actually have storytelling moments. And that's about it. I didn't play the match. Usually the players play the match, but I wasn't expecting a freaking 11 pinfalls, that's for sure. I was amazed by that. So, yeah, that was beautiful.
Yeah, we definitely played many matches to get that match done. But that's usually how it works. You know, you want to get perfection. You want to get the best moments. You want to get the best spots. You want people to be amazed when they watch the match. And that's really what happened. It was not easy because the game is not really perfect this year. There's many issues with the gameplay, with the server, with the creations, all kind of stuff. It's just not up to par as it was last year's. But, you know, we work very hard, and you know, some matches we actually had to play like 10 or 15 times. We're not kidding about this. My match with FaM, that was 75 matches.
Yeah.
I'm not Jesus Christ.
75. Right. I have all the clips to prove it's still there.
Right. A lot of work goes into making these productions, and make no mistake about it, there's a lot of editing that goes into play. Hours upon hours of editing, sound editing, video editing, special effects, all that takes hours and hours of effort. But we're going to move right on to ShadowDarkrai. You can present your first question for Ram and BH.
Of course. So we always see, like, most of the pay-per-views and, like, shows and such have, like, long planning, possibly, like, have planning processes beforehand. Are there any ideas that you usually, like, think about first, but then it's like, now let's not go through with that and do something completely different?
Yes, about 60% of the ideas we usually have turn out to be scrapped or changed. So, and these are you would kill us with the ideas we had to scrap, really. But at the end, I think we turned out, you know, whatever comes out on the show turns out to be the best choice, really.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, it does happen very often that we actually have to scrap an idea or just not do something we want to do. It's a continuous process of talking to each other and understanding what can be done and what cannot be done. Usually we always have many ideas. It does happen that sometimes, like, for example, I go to the gym, I listen to music, and when I'm working out and lifting weights, I think about the promo or just something to use in a video package, or something, or a song to use in a video package. Like, inspiration comes from everywhere. It could be pop culture, it could be music, it could be video games for me the most. Like, I will tell you the truth. When it comes to music and trailers that we do for FaM, the most inspiration comes from video games, like GTA, you know, Final Fantasy, all kind of games. We just love entertainment. So that's where inspiration comes from, to be honest.
Okay.
Right. Of course. And, you know, inspiration, it's a gift. It's something that you just kind of have to take when you get it and run with it. It's what you have to do to make the product the best that you can, because you're trying to go out there and impress. You're trying to go out there and put on the best performance that you can possibly give, and give people the best. I mean, that's really what it's all about. But that being said, we're going to move back over to you, Victor, for your second question to Ron and BH.
Second question. Well, like, the promos, like I used from WWE 2K14 and 15, how would you guys able to, like, I know it was very difficult to do that because of the lagging and the stressful time on the game, but how would you guys able to put all the clips together at the amount of time you guys had?
Well, usually, when you talk about the amount of time, we, at this stage, or before the stage happened, we didn't give ourselves a much heated deadline. We just thought, okay, if we don't do this by then, it means we gotta hurry up. We tried to we put ourselves in a comfortable position. Now, on the other hand, since we got this Patreon thing and we got a good system, we're trying to actually give a show once every month, so to speak. So, now we're talking about FaMniversary, really, all I did was use basic knowledge, really. Just get some 2K. What are you talking about, the promos? You're talking about the YouTubers promos, or are you talking about the match promos? Those are two different...
The match promos, not the usual, but the matches.
Alright. So, those do take a while. Guns vs. Shade to F took a while. Rom vs. VH, don't even get me started, alright? You don't... I mean, it's my fault, because I actually wrote the freaking Bible in the original script. And I saw, because in my head I thought, okay, this must be short. But in reality, as I'm editing the promo, I'm like, wait, I'm already past the 10-minute mark, and I'm 1/3 the way there, supposedly, through the script. I got shortened it, so, yeah. It takes a while, let's put it that way. It takes a crap ton. And obviously, to me, it's my worst enemy, really. The promos are my worst enemy when it comes to booking at plenty, really.
It's a very cool process because you never know what you're gonna do. You have so many ideas, but you want to find the one that really fits the best when it comes to the match and when it comes to the promo. For example, the music we used for the BHS ROM promo. Me and Ron were like looking for music for a long time, and it was like a matter of understanding what can we use that can be emotional, at the same time can give people chills when they listen to the music and they feel, holy shit. Can I curse? Holy shit.
Yeah, sure.
Actually, holy shit, actually. This is giving me chills, and we went for this song, which I found amazing, to be honest. I think everybody loved that. And the song was about love, that was just gone, from another person. And that was really the matter and the subject of my feud with Rom. It was two very cool brothers, not in real life, but just big friends, that at some point they had to fight for something that they loved, together. And this love that they had in common actually ruined their friendship. So there's a big story, It's very cool to bring these emotional feelings into people, just by watching a wrestling product. I mean, I feel that this is actually the next step for FaM. Making sure that every single thing we do is giving people emotions and makes them feel like they've never seen that before.
You're watching something real, not a video game.
Yeah, you're watching something, you're not just watching a simulation, this is something I want to get across. When you watch a FaM, you're not supposed to watch simulation. You're not watching a wrestling match. You're not watching a brawl, a fight. You're watching a display of emotions between two people or more, and these two people are giving their best to entertain you in their best capabilities. So that's really what a FaM does.
Right. I mean, our goal is to put out a show that at some point you forget that you're actually watching a video game. You just get entrenched into the action, you get entrenched into the story that's being told, and you forget that you're watching a video game sometimes. That Rom versus BH promo was absolutely amazing. It was an emotional roller coaster ride, and it really told the story in a way that I think that only a promo like that could do. So we're gonna move back over to you. I was on Darkrai, right? You're on your second question.
Yes, I was.
Right.
Usually this is would be the last question to ask and these kind of things. But just a question, what is exactly going to be going on next besides Cyber FaM Day?
Well, it's a tricky question because you actually found out on the stream. So let me just put it down for you. We have two things coming up. We have a top 10 show now, which is coming up.
More than two, Rom.
Well, no, I'm talking about shows, not side projects. So when it comes to shows, we have two big shows coming. We have one called FaM Worldwide, which is a replacement for FaM Raw. We decided to change because it's basically a reboot for the series. Not actually a reboot, we could continue the story. But it's since now we're in the new generation, might as well have something completely brand new and something we can call our own besides FaM Raw. We're still going to use the same arena as Raw because, the game doesn't even allow us to create an arena. And pretty much the Raw arena is our trademark. So if it ain't broken, don't fix it. That's the way I see it. But now, and we also have FaM Prominence. FaM Prominence is a mini show which is going to happen once a month, where it shows the upcoming stars in FaM brawling it out in at least 1 or 2 matches.
Just to make sure people understand, we're not gonna make you guys wait so long compared to the past. We're gonna give you shows way faster now. So just to let you know.
Well, Victor, you have a question concerning this, so go ahead.
I was just thinking about this. What is the mini show for? And I know it's for the up and coming FaM roster people like us, people that donated $10 and higher. But what is it mainly for? Basically, to help us do what?
Wait, are you talking about FaM Prominence?
Yes.
FaM Prominence so far is to show up-and-coming FaM superstars and people who actually donated to a certain degree or higher. That I can confirm right now.
You could almost consider it like a chance to go out there and showcase yourself and see how well you get over with the fans.
That's awesome.
It is a combination of both things. We're also gonna offer main events, like big time matches in Prominence. Don't get me wrong, you're gonna get your ROM, you're gonna get your 2TM, but at the same time, you're also gonna get your new up and coming guys that are just trying to make their way into FaM. Because we want to give a reward to our patrons. You guys are being amazing for doing what you do, and the best way for you guys to be paid back is being on the show. Honestly, that's probably the best way we can pay you back. So we just went off.
I mean, what's the point in having this fortune of fans if we can't share some of the glory with you? We want to bring you up in this as our, we want your support, but we also want to support you as fans. We want to make sure we give you the best content that we can give you. We want to make sure that we give you everything that we can possibly put out. I know how limited the game is in some of its features, but we do what we have to do in order to give it our all, give it our best. We're going to come back over here to you, ShadowDarkrai, for your third question for BH and Rob.
Okay. Again, this is just one more question that didn't really exponentially push onto FaMniversary specifically, but this is just about in general. How exactly did you guys decide? How did you decide what FaMniversary would be? How did you just not FaMniversary, FaM? How did you decide to make that, and when really?
Yeah, it's a very complicated story. Actually, it's complicated and yet so simple. So, originally I was brought in as a member back in March of 2009, because I knew BH and Dandy a few months before then, and they, along with Guns, decided to make a clan called Forever a Movement. So usually, I was just going to be a regular clan. Back in the 09 days, even DNA can back me up on this one. On the 09 days, it was just all about competitiveness. It was about online matches, clan versus clan, the good old days, we like to call them, the golden age. So, but then, from 2010, I think it's because of the game, because of the online that made it so unplayable, let's put it that way, that we decided, hey, instead of trying to enjoy ourselves into a game that we can't enjoy, let's just try something fun with it. And Andy and BH came up with FaM Raw and decided to make a storyline. I don't think they were intending on making FaM, Raw last or become this big as it is now. But after some events, and after we see how because of you fans, really, I'm not trying to kiss ass or anything right here, but because of you fans, how you reacted, we thought, hey, they love us, why not continue? Why not make it bigger? Why not explore? Why not just screw everything else, screw online, let's just do this? And it paid off.
True. FaM Raw was an experiment for us. It was a point where the game couldn't be competitive online. So we had to find out about how can we succeed, because in FaM, the most funny part and great at the same time about FaM, since I've been here for 6 years now, so I can tell you about it. We always look for new ways. It's not like something happens and we just stay here and we don't move. We actually go to the next level. and we look for something unique. The shows, I'm not saying the shows were not made before FaM, but FaM was really the place where the shows became relevant on a cinematic level, where people actually would go on a stream or a link, and they would be all together, thousands of people watching something, and they would actually comment together, and it's a sort of a new industry, if you want to put it that way, because you've never seen that before. On that scale. Yes, I'm not saying people are not making shows out there, because obviously they are, but not on this scale of detail and cinematic and emotion level. Same for Patreon, for example. I personally feel that FaM is actually starting a revolution with Patreon, because who else ever made pay-per-views available on the wrestling game? Like you think about this, like when you go back and you look what the FaM did, with Patreon, FaMniversary 3 was the first pay-per-view in the history of the WWE games to be available for people on demand. That's something nobody has ever done. It's like Vince McMahon making WrestleMania right there. Like it's a moment where people are gonna actually remember, and it's just a revolution. Going back to the actual old days of FaM, like Rom said, we just tried with FaM Raw to make sure that things were gonna go right and make a show, and people loved it, so we kept doing it. And just a little fun fact about it. When me and Andy were trying to find out a name for the first WrestleMania, we're looking for names, and we're like, man, I don't know what to call it. Well, how can we call this show? And then I told Andy, what about FaM Anniversary for Anniversary? Because it was 1 year after we made FaM. It was in March 2010. And Andy was like, oh, that sounds good. So we came up with FaMniversary. And actually stood, and now we have FaMniversary 3. 6 years later, which is actually 5 years later, which is funny.
Oh yeah.
All right. Well, there you have it. That's history right there. That's history in the making. You're talking about the beginning of what we do here. And let's go back over to you, Victor. Question number 4.
To build up something Rom said, not trying to kiss any ass or anything, but at Extreme Rules, I'm gonna go back more. At Extreme Rules, when y'all had a lot of clips and editing and camera angles to fix, how did y'all deal with all the camera angles? Because most matches, I'm gonna point one out, Andy versus Guns, I think, in a street fight. How did I get that clip where he speared him right through that announce table to get in that position angle you actually wanted?
I experimented the crap out of it. I tried to find, because I already had the ending in mind. I thought to myself, okay, so this has to, after all that stuff, this has to end in an impactful way. Not a regular spear, not a regular GTS. It has to end with something impactful. And you can't put somebody through a standing table in the game in 13, so that was out of the question. But the announce table, it was a good team, because if you notice that from since 2012, the announce table has been so fragile, like a pinky toe can break it, which actually gave me the idea. So my idea was, so if a pinky toe can break it, then a spear definitely can. Luckily for me, I picked the Goldberg spear, which is perfect, because it actually picks up the opponent and then slams him down. I don't know how to describe it. And you just have to go to highlight reel, really. In 2013, they actually do have a really good highlight reel. In 2K14, they kinda, I don't know, they just removed the editing process. And then throughout 2K15, they just took it out completely. So there you go. If we still had if we still had highlight reel, we would have worked with more angles, really. But we work with what we have in the game, and there you go. I think FaMniversary, even without highlight reel, turned out to be quite a cinematic show.
The way we look at the shows, guys, like I said, it's not just a show. It's like, imagine like a developer making like a video game, and they want to put the best. How many times during this generation of consoles people are being delayed in video games? Uncharted was delayed, The Witcher 3 was delayed, Dying Light was delayed as well, if I'm not wrong. There's so many good games that were delayed, but look at the product. Look at the results. Like, you can tell that the delay actually helped make the quality big time better. And that's the same for us. We're not here to steal views, to steal money, to try to do something that is not about quality. We're here because we want to give our fans the best. So if we have to delay something and we feel confident that the delay is going to improve the quality of the show, we're going to do it. Because we want people to enjoy what we do. We want the FaM name to have a standard that nobody can ever touch. And this is the only way for us to provide it.
Well, I mean, it's always been said that good things come to those who wait. And that was certainly the case with FaMniversary, in my humble opinion here. But we're going to come back over to ShadowDarkrai. Question number 4, sir.
See that? What my one of my questions was actually what kind of related to what BH was talking about. See, so did the length of FaMniversary 3 really have anything to do with the removal of all like the creation features, like the discovery that everything was like a lot of it was gone, or was it just trying to push, or like was that you were ready at the time and just pushed in more detail just to get it out?
Well, I mean,
it's a bit of both.
Yeah.
Rom, you can start. I will pick up from there.
Well, there's a lot of factors, really. If you're talking about the original delay, originally it was because I think I pointed this out already. The FaMniversary was indeed ready, quote unquote ready, for February 28th, which was the original deadline. However, back in that day, we were trying to put it out as fast as possible because we thought that it couldn't get any better. Now, but then we thought, well, let's try something. We can add a bit more. But then after we added a bit more, we say, okay, let's just go here. We go further and further and further until we decide, F it, let's just go all the way, completely. And what we did was we pretty much revamped it. It's like we remastered what we already had put out in February 28th, really. So we just added, it's the small things that make it special, really. We added small things like sound effects, promos. We shortened the matches a bit. No, I hope that doesn't affect anybody's opinion. We did shorten the matches a bit. For example, the Mafia match was originally 15 minutes long. I shortened it, me personally, kill me if you want, I shortened it to 5 minutes because, to me, the Mafia is such a colorful team that if you exploit it too much, it will ruin a bit. It will give you like a bad taste. So, I shortened the match a bit, removed all the dragging parts from all the matches that were, except Ron vs. BH. I'm going to tell you that right now, there was no dragging part there. Yeah, I'm an egomaniac, bite me. So, when it comes to that, nothing besides the length of the matches, more sound effects, and more promos. Really, nothing to it, really. Those are the small things to which made it better.
It was ready. It was ready. When we said on Facebook, on Twitter, on YouTube, and everywhere that the show was ready, it was indeed ready. We were not lying to anybody. We were pretty fast with the actual process of putting stuff together. But then we just told ourselves, look, this is a great show, but this is not an excellent show. I mean, there's a difference between an 8.5 video game and a 10, or an 8 and a 9. It is that plus that just gives you the feeling that you're watching something special, or you're playing something special, or you're just getting entertained by something special. And this is what happened with FaMniversary 3. I told Ram, okay, you know what, if we're gonna make the best freaking show we ever done in our life, if we're going that far, and we're going to literally stay up until 5 a.m. and edit this thing, we're going to do it big time. So me and Ram and everybody else, we're working every day on this, and we just told our fans, guys, please wait just a little bit more. We promise you it's gonna be worth. We're not lying to you. When we say we wait a bit more, it's not because we like. Like sometimes people are like, FaM likes to take long with video games and not with video games, with shows and stuff. FaM is too slow. No, that's bullshit. We would love to get the show out in 1 month, but is it possible? No, it's not. Unless you have 35 people editing the show at the same time, which is something we're gonna reach one day with Patreon. I mean, that's the reason why we have Patreon, because we want to be faster, actually. So, one day we're going to reach that point. But for now, we are a sort of indie team of editing that works on the shows. And we do our best, and we work very hard. And we appreciate the fact you guys enjoy it. So.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, no lie. Really just a matter of the amount of editing that you have to do versus the amount of people that you have to do the editing. And we ran into snags because of the servers, and we ran into snags because of one thing or another. It was always something. It was a constant nightmare, a constant headache trying to put this pay-per-view together. But we knew at the end of it all that it would completely be worth it. All right, we're gonna hit you up, Victor, for the final question on your side before we close this out.
FaM mode. That has been a big factor in this because you don't have story designer anymore. How was you guys able to put this all together?
Besides planning it, really, we just hired a great GFX guy, and well, the format was easily to imagine because really, it's a simple GM mode. You get a message, you click, you put the voice over there. Maybe add some sound effects. Yeah, sound effects are very important because you gotta have it be realistic. And that's about it. Show the picture, show the title, show the name of the messenger, and that's it, really. He's messaging, you get the message from the GM. He's giving you, the person is saying what he feels. And that's about it, really. Just get a graphics guy, put all the images together. Because remember, this is not a stop motion thing. This is literally just image after image after image. So it's not a big, like, how do you say, detailed stuff. It's really image after image. The issue was making the images themselves in a GFX manner. So, really, after we got the images done, that's it. There's no need for us to stress ourselves to make the messages pop up.
Yes, we planned big time, and with anything else in life, planning is the number one process, and also maybe the most important as well. Because if you have a great project on paper, then you're gonna have a great execution with the final product, and that was the case with FaM mode. We just couldn't have cutscenes. I mean, we do have cutscenes in the show. I think you guys have seen a very good amount of cutscenes. And you're probably gonna ask us, how did you get these cutscenes? Like, and that's a little trick. We're not going to spoil and let people know about it. But it's a little trick we have.
Even if we tell you, you guys won't attempt it. It's like putting your hand in fire.
Understand. You would understand. Let's say there's a trick to get cutscenes. We're not gonna tell you how. We're not gonna tell you why. But there's a trick. There's a trick. Back to FaM mode. Shout out to Train and a friend of mine, which is Midcard Push. The guy is very cool. If you're watching, thank you. Because they did a great job with FaM mode, and it was definitely one of the biggest features and innovations in the show, in my opinion. We always try to innovate. We always try to make something better, and we always try to put new elements in the show. Like, if you go now, you compare FaMniversary 3 to the previous pay-per-views, you're going to find new elements. Maybe they're going to be in the sound. Maybe they're going to be in the GFX. Maybe they're going to be in the intro. But you're going to find new improvements all the way up. Like, especially, probably my favorite improvements for this show were the sounds. Because me and Ron personally worked on the sounds. Every single match has like thousands and thousands of custom sound effects. No, not hundreds, thousands of sound effects.
Just to point out something hilarious, we went through so much detail. If you go back to the Mafia match, besides focusing on Tony, who was the star of the match, focus on Tiny a bit. Notice that how every time he falls to the ground or just stomps, there's a match sound effect. There just to make it seem more hilarious, the fact that he's fat. Alright? When he falls, it explodes.
Yes, okay. This might make you laugh, and this probably make you laugh already. It is actually make you laugh, sorry, but if you go back and you watch the matches with the biggest guys in the ring, when the biggest guys are going to bump, you're going to hear a bigger sound.
Easy.
There was something I was doing, and I told Rom, you know what? We're gonna have bigger sound effects for bigger guys because we want big things here. We're not in Texas, but this is big stuff, okay, Rom?
It's beautiful.
And Rom was like, okay. So every single time a big guy falls in the ring, there's at least 5 bumps effects.
You can hear the boom, 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 boom. Like that's how it is.
So, yeah, that's just one of the little things. People are going to find out themselves. It's like Easter eggs. You're going to have to find out yourself.
Right. It's those extra little touches that make it, that really make the show. I mean, it really makes the show come together as more of an experience than just watching somebody play it on, a stream or something. We're going to come back to ShadowDarkrai for your last question, and then I'm going to have some questions for both of you gentlemen.
Yeah.
Okay. I just doesn't mean anything by this, but I was just going back to the Royal Rumble sec, just a question. At the time, did you think that the Royal Rumble would have been watched by that many people at the time?
Well, me being an evil genius, I was expecting a big number because we said to ourselves, okay, since this is going to be back then, the biggest show we ever did back then, we deserve, well, honestly, me, if you know me in real life, I'm an egomaniac, alright? I want to see results and I want to see numbers and that.
You're the only guy that eats pizza with tags.
Shut the hell up, BH! Nothing's funny about that.
The only guy who had FaMniversary ready on February 31st.
And for that, I'll kill you, DNA. When it comes to
Pizza with tags, guys. Pizza with tags. That's all I'm saying.
pizza with chips. What's so funny about that, eh?
Who the hell goes to a pizzeria and asks for pizza with tags, Rom? Like, even my dog can eat that, Rom.
Alright, who the hell eats pizza with octopus? Tell me.
Octopus, that's...
What the hell are you talking about? As I was saying, BH, I was thinking to myself, since this is gonna be the biggest show I ever did back then, we had to have the results to prove it, because it killed me. Really, it killed me. The Rumble itself just killed me. So, I went and contacted a few friends, like Tubby Emu, and I said, hey dude, you wanna be in the show? Would you mind helping us spread the word? He's like, sure, and thanks to them, really, the show was viewed by at least 1,000 people live, which was something never been done before.
It was 1,500, I think?
1,564, yeah. Which was never been done before. And now, with FaMniversary 3, I'm just overwhelmed, really. It's,
with people from all over the world, they're gonna watch it. Like Brazil, Italy, UK, America. It is becoming like a worldwide phenomenon.
I'm really, because I'm waiting for the reception right now for the stream, and it is going to be, I just can't wait. I'm putting it that way. I just can't.
I personally can't wait to see the reviews that
the
fans post. I cannot wait. I watched every single Royal Rumble review, regardless of how bad it was, regardless of how piss poor of an effort they put into it. I watched it, but I will watch every single FaMniversary review, regardless of whether it's sock puppets or shadow figures or whatever it is.
I will be there.
Yeah, we're definitely going to watch it.
But, now, my questions for our guest. What was your favorite match at FaMniversary? I'm going to start with you, Victor.
Everybody should already know this. I mentioned it already. Was the Rom versus BH match. Not to mention, I did a review for the actual pay-per-view a couple months ago. I wasn't expecting it to be that big, but once I seen how much work and how much emotion it had to that match, I was like, oh my god, these men are actually going to kill each other during this match.
All right, very nice. And you, Darkrai?
See, it's kind of hard for me because I just in general, I liked all of it really. But I think for me, again, I'm gonna have to agree with Victor here. I think that the Black Heron versus Ron Buster one, I think had there's the perfect length for a match like that, the perfect, just like a good flow of combat and such, and I just thought I just loved it all the way through, really.
All right, well, that's 2 votes for Rom versus BH in a Hell in a Cell, and not to mention that was my personal favorite match of the pay-per-view. Even though I made an appearance in a match, that still was my favorite match of the pay-per-view. My next question.
We're not egomaniacs. You guys are saying that by the way. Just make sure. Guys, this is not paid. We're not paying them. It's all real. It's not... Okay, sorry.
But my second question to you guys is, in general, how did you enjoy Rom and I's commentary? And I'm just here to feed my ego a little bit now. I'll start with you,
and then I have a question for you guys.
Right. I'm gonna give BH and Rom both a chance to ask their questions to you guys. Let's start with you, Victor.
DNA, you were consistently stuttering by the emotion, and Rom, he was just, what did you actually do to beat Akalo? Because all I heard was the gunshots and all I heard was running.
All right,
some things shouldn't be mentioned.
I can explain that. Piaggio, who's of course is not played by me by any chance, because there would be no freaking sense, right? Of course it would be played by me.
Talking about? Who do you even think that? Really?
Yeah, who the hell is Piaggio? Anyway, let's say that one was very pissed at him, and he showed him, and if you go back to the match and the show, if you before the ring bell, you can even hear when he actually was shot. He's screaming, "He shot me in the ass!" And I'm doing an imitation, of course. Of course, this is not the Biacholo by any means. But yeah, Ron was pissed at Biacholo, and it's Biacholo. Everybody call him Biacholo like broccoli. Like he's not. It's Biacholo actually. Everybody hates his name for some reason. But it's like the little comedy moments in the show. We don't want to overdo things. We're gonna give people something. Some sad moments, some funny moments, some epic moments, but not too much. So, yeah.
Cool. All right. Rom, anything to add to that?
Well, besides me fearing a lawsuit, I have really no regrets. Really.
All right. Well, let's move on to you, ShadowDarkrai. You the same question. What did you think of the commentary for me and Rom?
I think the commentary was quite good with how fast paced it went, and I'm gonna be honest, just a little bit here. No offense to it or anything, but I think I'd say you were a little less heel Michael Cole than you were in the Rumble, but that doesn't mean anything. I'm just saying because it's like I can explain. But
all right.
Well, that's actually something DNA wanted to. We were discussing, and I can speak about this because I was in the call when we were planning the commentary. DNA and Ron were speaking about commentary. They were planning it, and DNA didn't want to be too annoying of a heel. He wanted to be ill, but not annoying. He wanted to call the action and be cool about it because people don't like when a guy is just like, "Oh, I hate this guy. This guy sucks." No, DNA was like impartial, but at the same time, he was also heel. At the same time,
that's the reason why Michael Cole got hated so much to begin with. That's a good example.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, Rom fed me a lot of lines for the Royal Rumble, and that was just his preference.
I did notice it was a little more like balanced out between like regular commentating and just like full on heel throughout FaMniversary. I did notice that it was quite changed quite a lot throughout from Royal Rumble to FaMniversary, but
right. And the more that me and Rom work with each other on commentary, which we're soon to do commentary for Worldwide Episode 1.
Yep.
The more we work with each other, the more of a chemistry we develop, and the better commentators we become.
Very much.
All right, so I'm going to give BH a chance to ask each of our guests a question. And
okay, you're gonna give me a chance. First of all, I'm going to ask you. So, what does FaM represent to you, Victor? Like, I see that you're a big fan. And obviously, this is not to kiss your ass or anything. We're not kissing each other's ass. We're just in a call. We have the same passion, and we love what we do, and that's why we're here, and we are agreeing with each other's. But I'm asking you, what does FaM represent to you? Like, why do you like FaM? How would you define FaM, if you could?
It's like it's like an actual wrestling event, if I can put it like that. The amount of build up, the amount of tension it brings, it actually seems like this is like real life. Like this is what goes on. And as much content as you guys bring, I'm just getting enthusiastic by how much I keep repeating it, how much emotion, because the emotion you guys bring to the matches and the emotion the promos have in it, that motivates me. Like, wow, these guys should be supported by how much work they put in and how much time they actually do the things that they do.
I appreciate that.
Thank you so much for your words. Same questions for Shadow.
Like what I see in FaM is I can just see like a huge amount of like it's the care and detail that goes into the shows themselves that is really is what keeps me into it and keeps me wanting to wait for more and more and more. I mean, like especially through a lot of the pay-per-views as well, and especially FaMniversary 3 as well. Like how you took basically what's essentially a limited game from the previous one and just like pushed as much as you can into it with the limitations. It was just so good throughout the whole thing.
Fantastic.
Thank you. We appreciate what you guys are saying about us. We try to do the same for you guys. We try to give you the best. And like I said before, maybe it was before we started the commentary, we wouldn't be here if it wasn't for the fans. As long as fans are nice and they are real nice people, we love them. You know, like it's always been like that. Even if somebody has a negative opinion about somebody else, if they can express the opinion in a good manner and in a good way and not being offensive, that's great. You know, we love criticism and we love people's opinions. That's why we have people like you in the podcast.
Yeah, to build off that, I had a little Twitter war with, how do you say his name? Luke Monet.
I was confused too.
About this, I said it. I told him specifically that he was gonna lose, and I made a little joke about it. He said curse you, and I said I would like to play you one day because you're gonna fall to my wrath.
Yeah. See, we like that. We like that funny storytelling, Twitter war. That's okay.
We love it.
When somebody goes over the top.
Right,
Yeah,
it's fan interaction. Crossing that fourth wall into what we do. You guys get a chance to come in and give us your feedback and give us your interaction. And we build off that. We take that and we analyze it and we know what to do with it.
Okay, so it's basically a two-sided question, really. So, actually two-parted question, I'm sorry. So, number one, did you guys, in 2014, were you watching anything else, any other shows besides FaM? And I'll explain the question later, but just answer me that one first.
All right.
What shows was out that I was mainly watching?
Like, like call shows. That's what I mean.
Yeah, call shows. Specifically, I was watching NGCW. Is that how you say it? I'm not quite sure.
Probably.
That show that I was watching that show as well. Even though it didn't have any commentary at the time, it was still a great show. Even though they didn't have the same system they was fighting AI, it was a good anticipation to watch it.
All right.
It's a support. And
I'm just asking, like how many? Give me like a handful, like 4, 5, 3. How many?
About 4 to 3.
Okay.
About 4 to 3.
Okay. What about you, Shadow?
Not really. I wasn't really watching any other core shows at the time, really.
Really? So okay. Well, I'll wait for the question. Well, basically.
So you lost your WWE games shows virginity with us.
Yeah, pretty much.
I'm
That's a
flattered.
good way to put it.
I'm flattered.
Thank you for the thing.
I'm flattered. Holy crap. All right. Well, I guess this question goes to specifically for Victor. Victor, so basically in 2014, due to some unfortunate events, Royal Rumble was the only show in 2014. However, let's just say, well, that is the case. Let's put it that way. That is the case. Would that, even if it was just one show that year, was that show enough to put us on the pinnacle of call shows for that year? Forget the frequency.
Of course.
Forget the frequency. Obviously, that's something I can't defend. But just as as in total.
Of course. The amount of people when I was in the stream, I was actually in the stream at that day. The amount of people that actually went inside the stream to go watch, I'm like, wow, that's this amount of people really watching this one show. It just surprised me by how much effort you guys did, and the amount of reviews you guys got. That even surprised me as well, because millions and thousands of
We wish
of
it was
people.
millions, man. We wish.
It was millions.
No, we
very
wish,
soon.
and we're hoping.
We're hoping for FaMniversary to be that.
Yeah.
But the thousands of people that actually threw out reviews to you guys, that actually put your car show on a map and said, this is the show to be on, this is the show to watch.
All right, and I'm very happy about that. My ego is satisfied. Thank you.
All right. Well, I'm going to give our guest here a little retort. You can make your last bid here. Say whatever it is you'd like to say about FaM or to BH and Rom. Tell them whatever it is that's on your mind. and then we'll close it out here.
Yeah, then if I can have a final word.
Sure.
Okay, thank you. After they ask the question.
Sure.
Which one's going first?
Go ahead.
I'll go first, or you go first?
No, go ahead.
Okay. Last response is thank you guys for all your work. Thank you guys for actually shouting us out about it, because I was surprised once you guys shouted us out for it. You guys actually you guys actually make it feel like we're actually watching a live televised event, and I appreciate you guys for doing all that, and keep up with the good work, because I'll be watching.
Thank you very much.
No.
I appreciate this stuff.
Thank you.
Right, ShadowDarkrai?
Just really keep doing what you're doing. Try and just as I can expect. I mean, I'm on the expectation now that there will be as much effort in the other shows as there will be in FaMniversary 3, like equal in effort. And really, and this is kind of awkward to say, but I hope I can jump in the ring one day.
Anybody can get in, man. I mean, really, all you have to do is just have a clear mindset, clear attitude, and clear determination. Honestly.
That's a good thing for what I want to say, actually. And what Rom just said. Being an FAM is not something that requires you to be some kind of superhuman superhero or some stuff like that. There are some very easy rules. Number one, and this is very easy to respect, no drama, because we have so much stuff to do. Like, we are so busy with the show. We don't have time. I mean, I don't have time to be a babysitter. Like, I don't have time to, like, make sure people don't argue or people not having some kind of bad attitude here and there. Now, the biggest problem people have when it comes to this is that they're not responsible for themselves. If they do something wrong, they don't want to admit they're making a mistake. When you do something wrong, you should always admit you're making a mistake. And FAM has now become something where people are just so much friendly to each other, and they're big friends, and it's perfect. So of course we don't want to ruin that atmosphere by bringing people that will argue. Number two, being able to do something. You do editing, you do GFX, you can play matches, you can provide footage. Whatever you're good at, just do it and do it right. That's it. We're not going to ask you to do all kind of things. If you can do one thing, and you can do the one thing right, then you're a really good fit for us.
Yeah.
Number three, be loyal. Keep the mentality that this is actually a family. Because when we're not making shows, we are playing games together, we're talking to each other, we're friends, we spend time with each other. We spend time knowing each other, getting to know each other and know what they do in life, and sharing our emotions and feelings to each other. So when you join FAM, it's a big commitment, not just like a game, it's also something that really changes in life. I became a different person, a better person because of FAM. Rom has become a better person. Because of FAM, I was able to meet people like DNA that before I knew about. But now with FAM, DNA has become one of my best friends. So all these things together have changed our lives. And if you join FAM, it will change your life as well. And all you have to do is literally this very easy guideline that you have to follow. No drama, be good at what you do, and be close to the clan and love it. That's it. Just 3 easy things.
At this point, really, we're not stuck in the old days anymore where we say, okay, 15 guys, the limit we're going to have. Really, the more help we have, the more cool people there is, the better the environment is. For us, we can even have 100 people, really, at this point. We don't care. We actually want that. We actually do want that.
Yeah, it's fine. It's fine. You guys are cool. Want to join? You don't start arguments. You're not opinionated. Like, every time somebody says something, you try to put it down. Like, it's all a matter of being able to live in an environment together. Okay, it's the internet. Okay, it might be a Skype chat. Doesn't matter. It's still the simulation of real life. If somebody says something, you start insulting him or you start attacking him, that's still an offense.
Right.
That's still something that is broken. That should be epic.
Right.
Emotions are not cybernetic, dude. Real emotions are the real thing. So.
Right, and it's like when I wrote the lyrics, family, I meant family. It's an inspiration from what FAM really is, and it really is like a second family.
Trust me, there will be people outside telling you stuff about FAM and making stuff about people, making up rumors, making up things, whatever they want. But at the end of the day, I'm here, Rom is here, everybody will be here until we die. And this is gonna be forever. It's called forever for a reason. It's not called forever because it was easy way to calling it. It's called forever because this is gonna stay forever until I die, and that's all I have to say. And thank you once again for being here because you're giving us your time, which is very precious, and you might be doing something else instead. You're here talking to some random Maltese guy, some random Italian guy, and a rapper from USA.
Right. Well, with that being said, we'd like to thank everyone for joining us for our post-FaMniversary FAM podcast with our special guest, Victor Spades and ShadowDarkrai, and of course our returning guests, and always welcome BH and Rombuster.
Absolutely.
Right. We'll catch you next time on FAM Podcast. I'm DNA. Peace.
Rom Hamster is the best.
Shut up.